just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
As the world seeks to slow the pace of climate change, preserve wildlife, and support billions of people, trees inevitably hold a major part of the answer. Yet, the mass destruction of trees, deforestation continues, sacrificing the long-term benefits of standing trees for short-term gain. About 17% of the Amazonian rainforest has been destroyed over the past 50 years, and losses recently have been on the rise. The country's biodiversity is considered one of the most richest in the world, but it is also among the most threatened. The Philippines is losing approximately 47,000 hectares of forest cover every year. Around 1.2 million hectares of the newly integrated forest lands of the country need to be rehabilitated by 2022. Forests also serve as home to some 12 million indigenous peoples. They support millions of Filipinos who depend on them for livelihood. However, despite, or perhaps because of their richness and importance to people, forests face continuing destruction.
People have different perceptions when it comes to deforestation. Some may agree that it really affects our world and that it may bring wrath in the next century or so, while some may not even care at all and proceed with their unacceptable behavior of illegal logging. Despite agreeing that we humans are the cause of deforestation, no helpful action is done. Instead, we only make it worse.
So for the first question, do you know what deforestation is?
Yes, I think that's pag nasisira yung mga forests natin and dahil sa illegal logging, I think.
So what do you think is the status of our forests in the present?
Well, di ba may mga nakikita tayong comparison pictures sa Facebook na pinapakita kunwari 2005 or tapos 2017, ganon. Makikita mo dati sobrang green ng mga forest, tapos ngayon wala na, brown na siya.
So next, what is your opinion on the use of trees for the creation of products that you use?
Para sa akin okay lang na gamitin ito. At least mababawasan ng mga plastic waste and etc. Pero para sa akin, mas less sustainable ito kumpara sa paggamit ng synthetic materials.
So next, are you aware of the consequences that will happen if deforestation continues to progress?
Well, as far as I know, trees are a huge home for lots of animals. So when people cut trees, they're like destroying their homes. And if they don't have any homes to go to, I think that at some point they will go extinct or be pushed to near extinction.
So lastly, do you think our environment needs drastic and immediate change in order to save the future for succeeding generations?
Well, I believe that there indeed need to be some change.
Of course, we need to change our ways.
Lagay ng mundo ngayon, I think it's very necessary na magkaroon ng malaking drastic change. Not only sa Philippines, pero sa lahat ng bansa.
Yes, kasi pag hindi pa nag-start ngayon, kailan pa?
Deforestation, a primary cause of the depletion of forests everywhere, can be resulted from many different factors. One notable cause of deforestation is pollution, specifically land pollution. It is a major factor in deforestation because it is literally the destruction of land. Pollution can be caused by humans, by those who care too little about nature and let it go to rot. Pollution may appear in the form of accumulating trash or garbage in the land due to improper waste disposal, or the increasing amount of non-biodegradable objects, forming mountains of waste in disposable sites. The destruction of trees can be caused by even the smallest spark of fire. Aside from these, logging can also cause deforestation. Every day, people produce products using trees such as wood for construction, paper, and the like. Such materials can only be obtained by cutting down trees. However, it is not always followed that for every tree that was cut, a seed has to be replanted.
So what will happen to our forest after 50 years? Most likely, the forest will decrease, no? As of the moment, 1/3 of our forest is actually undergoing desertification. Now, why will it happen? First, during industrialization, you have the formation of factories, building of factories, and what is being released by the factories, we have toxic gases that the plants actually cannot utilize and soon would die. No? What do they utilize? You have the carbon dioxide. Another one is that for industrialization, you have much use of plant products. No? So if the increase in the plant products increases, the tendency of the trees would also decrease in number.
While there are no silver bullet solutions to the issue, there are simple things that we can do in order to make a huge difference to save our forests.
Currently, with the situation right now, it is in its worst condition. But a lot of people are starting to become aware. So I think, yes, we can still save our forest. However, we need micro efforts to do a macro change in our environment and our forest. So I think if all of the people will actually do a little part and do a little part for our forest, I think there's a lot of chance for us to save our forest in comparison to before na hindi masyado pang aware yung mga tao.
The solution starts with us. We are the source of change, and that change only begins when we start to act. As students, there are things we can do at school that can contribute to the state of our environment. One of the most important solutions is to educate. Yes, most people are unaware that deforestation is an issue that exists in our world. Proper education is a vital start in our mission to save our forests.
If the students, the people, and the people in general are well educated about the state of our forests, if they are well aware of what's going on, that we have decreasing quantities and qualities of natural resources in our forests, then that's the time we could start acting.
As members of our different subdivisions or barangays, we can join and lead tree planting programs with the help of our officials and neighbors.
With our advancing technology, having devices to report illegal logging as it happens will be of great help in detaining and arresting the lawbreakers.
As we have mentioned, factories, productions, corporations, and the extensive use of lands are some factors that make industrialization a hindrance to the improvement of Mother Earth. As consumers, we must also be aware of the products that we buy and of the materials it is made of.
Lessening the use of tree products would actually lessen deforestation, no? Because many of our materials, like for example, paper comes from trees. So if for example, we're not going to recycle, we're just going to get from the trees, so more trees will be cut down, no? Another one would be because of the furnitures. Okay, although furniture is needed in houses, but the increasing population actually would also require more furniture, decrease also in forests, which would be the reason for deforestation. But actually, it's not only the usage of plant products that causes deforestation. You also have the conversion of lands into another kind of terrestrial ecosystem like subdivision, you have resorts. So I think it should not be only limit the use of plant products, but also to plan the conversion of such, no?
Information on deforestation must be given to each and every citizen. If the information about deforestation is distributed truthfully and properly, people would become informed of how deforestation is destroying our surroundings.
Globally, commitments are needed in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in developing countries, such as the Philippines. In this day and age, we have many organizations that will focus on saving and preserving nature. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree.
A tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast.
A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray.
A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair.
On whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with me.
Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree.